A donut made out of a pineapple, a fried egg in an apple, and Sprite ice cream? Watch these and other food experiments straight from the Troom Troom lab in our new video. Miss Ratatouille is all set. As a strict food critic and inspector, she takes out her notebook and is ready to write down her observations. But the most important news for today is that Professor Foodie turned her favorite ice cream into an art object. She took brushes into her hands for some reason. We will need a scoop of ice cream and liquid food coloring of different shades. Paint the ice cream with food coloring without diluting them. Anything getting into the professor's hands becomes an object of inspection. Now Foodie studies the chemical composition of food colorings and how they react with cold and milk. Ice cream can be a very nice canvas for a portrait. Miss Ratatouille has always been fond of art. And if it's edible, it's even better. Miss Ratatouille is looking for her hand sanitizer. Oops! Just don't touch this vial, because there is some magnetic food serum inside. Let's test it on chips. A bit of serum, and they form a magnetic ring. Put Pringles chips onto each other. Hold them with your finger in the middle, and add some chips to the sides like fish scales. You get a ring. Miss Ratatouille can't believe her eyes. These chips could take part in a circus performance. This was a perfect stunt. The magnetic serum does an excellent job. Let's write it down. And the best part is that the substance didn't influence the taste of the chips. Pringles are delicious as always, except that the clumsy critic ruins the whole magical effect. Oops! Miss Ratatouille is very sensitive. She is allergic to scientific dust. And here it is! There is a thick layer of it on the shelves. She will have to clean here. While the inspector is looking over the lab, Professor Foodie is waiting for her new transformer to be delivered. Finally, the scientist receives her long-awaited box. Miss Ratatouille is also intrigued. The professor puts cheese inside. She also adds in a colorful duster. The reaction starts. We will see something amazing. Rainbow cheese. Cut cheese into big pieces. Dissolve food coloring in water and put a piece of cheese into each coloring. Let it soak through for 15 minutes. Blot the cheese with a napkin afterwards and let it dry. Fasten the pieces of cheese with a warm gelatin solution. Wow! A hybrid of the duster and cheese. I hope that the flavor of cheese is still the same. There's only one way to find out. Professor bites the result of the experiment. This is very risky, but it turns out that the flavor of cheese is still the same as it was before the experiment. The critic should write this down in her notebook. Miss Ratatouille also wants to perform a successful transformation. She suggests a creative experiment. What about combining an apple with an egg? The taste is going to be weird. Cut the top off an apple. Scoop out the middle. Crack an egg and pour it inside the apple. Add some salt. Put the apple into an oven for 10 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. When baked, cover the apple with its top. I wonder what will turn out from these ingredients. The transformer is working in full swing. It must be making a surprise. We take out the finished product. Bingo! We accomplished our goal. There is an actual fried egg inside. Miss Ratatouille should be proud of her experiment. The professor has a new invention. This is a hat that generates food fantasies. Miss Ratatouille looks really good in this accessory. The hat is easy to use. You just have to think of your favorite food and it appears right in front of you. I wonder what we will get, because the critic was thinking about donuts and pineapples at the same time. Cut a fresh pineapple into rings. Cut off the rind. Remove the middle with a suitable cap. Crumble sugar candies in a bag using a hammer. Sprinkle the pineapple with it and bake it for 5 minutes in an oven until the candies melt. Decorate the hot caramel with sprinkles. A gastronomical hybrid! Pine donut! This is something new. The critic wants to taste it. The pineapple donut tastes pretty nice. Miss Ratatouille loves it when food has a fruity taste. Let's write that down. Well, the Reading Minds culinary hat that nailed its job. The experiment was a success. Miss Ratatouille comes back from her walk. She has collected some unusual autumn leaves. Melt confectionery glaze in a double boiler. Cover mint and basil leaves with a layer of glaze. Wait for it to harden. Cut the edges following the shape with a knife and remove the leaves. You get leaf imprints on glaze. Professor Foodie knows all kinds of plants, but she has never seen such weird leaves before. Apparently, they only grow on sugar trees. Miss Ratatouille got very cold on her way to the lab. Strong winds are way too cold for her subtle dietary nature. Poor thing! She is all bundled up, but she's still cold. The professor makes hot tea for her guests to warm her up. It's amazing basil tea! The professor brews mint and basil leaves in hot water. The basil colors the water a rich burgundy. It's time for a magical experiment. Foodie squeezes orange juice into the cup and the burgundy drink turns lighter right before their eyes. Now let's add some sugar, and the warming citrus-flavored basil mint tea is ready. Miss Ratatouille definitely likes this herb cocktail. It warms her up and gives her a boost of energy. Food experiments are in full swing. Nuts and beans are up next. But Miss Ratatouille is not happy about how things are going. The safety and hygiene of this lab are so bad. Professor Foodie neglects wearing gloves. The scientist reluctantly puts them on, but she will stand up for herself. Ratatouille, it would be better for you to just sit still, or else my blender will come for you. Miss Ratatouille gets so terrified that she gets the hiccups. Poor thing! She doesn't like somebody scaring her. The professor offers a test sample of almond milk for her to taste and calm down. Take soybeans, pistachios, and almonds. A half a cup of each. Add 1½ cups of water to each portion. Let it sit overnight. Pour the water out. Cover the almonds with hot water and easily remove the peel. Add 1½ cups of water to the peeled almonds again and grind it with a blender. Pour it through a sieve. The almond milk has an outstanding effect. Miss Ratatouille's hiccups are over. She got interested in the other experiments. What is this green thing? Peel pistachios right after you pour out the water. Then make pistachio milk the same way we made almond milk. It is pretty tasty, and the professor wants to show off her handmade soy milk. Put peeled soybeans into a blender. Grind it a few times, gradually adding 2 cups of water. Pour it through a sieve. Add some sugar and salt if you wish. Boil it. Miss Ratatouille is happy. She writes down the results of the taste test in her notebook, but she doesn't show it to Foodie. Her notes are top secret. Did it get too hot in the lab? Miss Ratatouille takes out her Sprite just in time. That's exactly what Professor Foodie needs for her new experiment with gummy candies. Put gummy candies of different shapes and colors into an ice cream mold. Cover them with Sprite and freeze. Take out the candy ice cream when it's ready. Miss Ratatouille, this is a true sacrifice for science's sake. Sprite became the base for a new kind of ice cream. In that case, the critic wants to taste it, but she takes out an empty container. Well, Foodie has an excellent tasty ice cream. The stress test is continuing. Come on, Ratatouille, try one more time. The critic gets lucky this time. She takes out Sprite ice cream. The taste is so special. Miss Ratatouille wants to taste all kinds of weird ice cream. She was so lucky until now, but now she takes out a stick without ice cream. It's all right, Ratatouille. Maybe next time. Professor Foodie is thinking about something interesting to make. A brilliant idea pops in her head. She needs to investigate the influence of electromagnetic radiation on food. To cut a long story short, we will test how sweets act in a microwave. Firstly, heat up marshmallows for 30 seconds. Marshmallows become bigger. Next thing you know, they will escape from the bowl. On the other hand, it's like the warm marshmallows are reaching out to you. Now, Ratatouille suggests heating up gummy candies. Let's do it! Heated gummies turn into a liquid. The shining caramel coat disappeared from puffed rice after heating. And what's going on with heated meringue? It looks like it passed the test without any changes. Well, the experiment shows that not all our favorite sweets react the same way to being microwaved. So, you will have to think twice before you heat something up next time. Professor Foodie sneaks Miss Ratatouille a new invention while she is busy studying dreams. The critic doesn't even suspect that this is buckwheat popcorn. Boil half a cup of buckwheat in 25 fluid ounces of water. Spread the buckwheat into one layer when it's ready and let it dry overnight. Pour a lot of vegetable oil into a frying pan. Fry small portions of buckwheat in boiling oil for a few seconds. Take it out with a skimmer and put it on a paper towel to get rid of the extra oil. Add some salt. Miss Ratatouille examines the properties of the buckwheat. She measures its length, stickiness, and the way it looks. Once the experiment is over, it's finally time to taste this unusual food. Did you like our experiments and tricks with food? Then write in the comments which cooking experiments you want to try out. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell so that you don't miss new experiments on Troom Troom.